Do not visit Florida. That's the message from Florida chapters of the NAACP after the statewide group voted unanimously to recommend a travel advisory for the Sunshine State. The move was in response to recent policies targeting diversity, equity and inclusion, African-American history, abortion, gender-affirming health care, and others. News4JAX reporter Joe McLean's here with the response from local NAACP leaders and with what the governor had to say. Joe?
Yeah, well, the NAACP obviously doesn't have any government authority. They can't institute a ban. But leaders tell me with the unanimous vote to recommend that people don't travel here, particularly black people, according to the advisory, the group hopes to show the DeSantis administration and other state leaders that their policies will have an economic and social impact. At its statewide conference in Orlando on Saturday, member organizations of the Florida NAACP voted unanimously to recommend that the national NAACP board issue a nationwide travel advisory against moving or visiting the Sunshine State. The move was in response to several items that have become central to Governor Ron DeSantis' platform, who is heavily rumored to be preparing a presidential run in 2024. Much of his administration's public focus has been attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, which in part led to the travel advisory vote, according to Jacksonville chapter president Isaiah Rumlin.
We fought very hard to get diversity, to get inclusion. We fought very hard for voting rights. All of these policies and laws are trying to revert back to where we were in the past.
The governor was in Clay County this morning. He was asked about the Florida NAACP's action and brushed it off.
This is a stunt to try to do that. It's a pure stunt. And fine, if you want to waste your time on a stunt, that's fine. Look, I get, but I'm not wasting my time on your stunts, okay?
Rumlin pushed back on the idea that this move represents a stunt or is purely political grandstanding.
I think if anybody's grandstanding, it's the governor. He's the one grandstanding as it relates to what he's doing to the people in this great state we live in. The legislature is wrong, the governor is wrong as it relates to what he's doing in 2023.
The question of whether to actually issue the travel advisory is now in the hands of the National NAACP board, which could vote on the measure as soon as next month. I reached out to the state and the Jacksonville Tourism Board to ask what, if any, economic impact is expected to be felt by this move, should it be approved, but we didn't hear back in time for this broadcast. Joe McLean, Channel 4, the local station.